Scott, you want to kick us off?
All right, guys. Welcome to the call. I know some of you have been here already. We've been saying our good mornings. For some people, it's super early. We've got people on every part of America and Canada here on the Zoom meeting. This is our Saturday morning training. And like I said a minute ago, I hope you've got your pen and paper in hand. You want to write these things down. We are going to cover a lot of stuff today. We're going to get some great training. We're going to hear from our owners. And I don't want to delay it anymore, so I want to kick it off to my business partner, the master trainer of the world, John Cena.
Hey, thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. And good morning, everybody. We are going to start off with the owners of this great enterprise. And I'm going to, I think Art and Rob, you are both in unmute mode if you want to. I think you control that. And I'm going to share my screen and then we get to hear from y'all. Mr. Art Phelps from Long Island, are you kicking us off?
Yes, sir, John. Thank you very much. And good morning to everyone, friends, family, and new friends, old friends. It's great to be with you here this morning. And I want to echo Nick Skolsky's wish for a pre-Father's Day. I hope you guys are able to get together with your kids. I'm going to a Met game today with my kids, so it's pretty exciting. But I'm very excited to be with you here this morning. I just want to share, Rob and I just want to share a couple of things with you. And one, just to tell you that really our goal and our mission is to really help a lot of people, millions and millions of people. And I think we can do it with this amazing opportunity that we have. And we want to be here for years. I mean, we want to be a legacy company and be able to provide a real residual income for a lot of people. We've done some things with our company and our compensation plan that we think we can do that we see average people having above average levels of success. Maybe people have never sponsored anybody before are able to bring some people into this thing. And that's awesome. That speaks to the value of the opportunity. So what we need to do is we're going to need your help, okay, for us to be here for decades and decades to come. We can't do it all by ourselves. We have to kind of play by the rules or we're going to, we could find ourselves in hot water a little bit. So we just want to make sure that everybody is on the same page and that we're all doing the right thing. So what are the rules? Okay. Rule number one, we can't make income claims or projections. We've taken a little liberties in kind of getting the company launched and putting some projections out there. What do we think you can make and everything else like this? But I really think that the compensation plan kind of speaks for itself. If you go through the flip book, you're going to see that the certain pages had been updated. I'll cover a few of them with you today, just to kind of remove income projections, because that's kind of a no-no in this industry. I mean, I know some companies do it, but it gives them that short-term burst, but sooner or later, it doesn't work out in their favor, and I'm sure you've all heard of the horror stories that happens when people are making income claims. So we just don't want to do it, okay? Rule number two, you can't pretend like you're the company, okay? If you use the words Nexus Rewards anywhere, really, social media sites or anything, you got to identify yourself. You got to put a little tagline that you're independent brand partner or independent brand partners or whatever, okay? Independent distributor, independent representative, or something like that. Just don't pretend you're the company, okay? If you use Nexus Rewards in the emails, it sort of represents you, like Nexus Rewards at yahoo.com. Can't do that. I mean, we can't do it. What it does is it creates an unfair playing field for everybody else. So, and then some other things, we just want to make sure, and everyone's been really, really good. I have to tell you, about a month ago, we were thinking about shutting off the chat and Telegram because there was it's just a couple of people that were just either spamming or putting links in. And we didn't want to do it because we think it's a great resource that people can come in and get started and ask a question and get some great responses and stuff. So I really want to applaud all of the admins in the Telegram group, especially Bruce, Nelkin, Carlin, Carolyn Fernandez, Ed Hudson. You guys have been great, and it's really, really awesome. So, and what they're doing is they're making sure there's no link sharing. Okay, we can't be sharing links. You wouldn't want your people being approached by somebody else with another opportunity or something like that. So there is no link sharing in Telegram or in this chat. Okay, in the webinar chat, you can't be putting links out. You know, I found a great lead resource, especially if it's like another profit center or another referral program. Okay, it's kind of poaching. Okay, so we don't want to do it. It's not kind of poaching, it is poaching. Okay, so, and then the last thing is you can't download the NXR and Nexus videos. I'll tell you right now that well, there's a couple of reasons for that. One, they're proprietary. Two, we don't want people downloading, chopping them up, using parts and pieces and stuff, because you know, then it's like we don't have control of what we need to say in the messaging. Okay, so you just can't do it. Okay, so don't download the NXR videos, don't chop them up, the Nexus videos and stuff like that. If we need to make modifications to them, we need to know that that's system wide, that it's everywhere, and it's not just sitting up somewhere that we can't control it and we can't edit it. So we really appreciate you, and these are the things that are going to help us long term. Okay, if you open the flipbook, you're going to see right in the beginning we put some income and earnings disclaimers, and quite honestly, I think it gives us makes us look like an upfront company, that we're being honest with people, that we're saying, hey, you know, your results are going to vary based upon your own individual efforts. You know what I mean? So I think it makes us look like a classier company. And the people that hide this stuff and don't have an income or earnings disclaimer, you know, you perceive them as a little shady. I like the fact that we're upfront, and that I'm not going to read this whole thing, by the way. So, but you'll see it in the flip book there. And I have a little audio that goes with it as well. So we do have an income disclaimer, and we also have an app disclaimer as well, that there's testimonials throughout the site, on some of the videos, on the sizzle call and stuff. But again, the testimonials, there's no way we can guarantee that people are going to make this or get this, especially the apps that are really not in our control, right? A lot of the free apps and stuff, they vary their offers from time to time. And so we can't be promising people that they're going to get it. I mean, the apps speak for themselves, and the whole opportunity speaks for itself in terms of any kind of compensation, whether it's with the apps or with the compensation plan itself. So next slide, John, please. Okay, and we can even go next. You'll see that disclaimer in there as well. Okay, you'll also see this slide. You know, the potential earnings with this thing. Yeah, we were saying if a full matrix is full, you could be making this. Okay, but what we've decided to do is, hey, we're just putting the payouts per level. Here's the payouts that you can make on every level. And obviously, if you join with the crypto, you're saving the company money because no merchant fees. We're going to give you a bonus on level 10. And then let people do the math themselves. Okay, that's the maximum possible members per level in the far right. Okay, you can't have more than 3 people on level 1. It's never going to happen, okay, with the 3-by matrix, okay? So, but anyone can take out a calculator and say, what can I make with this? And then it's on them. So we're, you know, we're not going to be suggesting, guaranteeing, certainly not that people are going to make anything with this. But I will tell you, you know, the idea of the matrix is really cool. And here's what I love about it. When I got started, I was like, oh, let me bring some of my friends in. And if I can help them build, you know, and I can help them by just keep building. So if I bring in 10 people, the first 3 would go directly underneath me, and then the 7 would fall on level 2. And then if I just keep bringing in people, I'm going to help them even more. If they're bringing in people, they'll be able to help their people. And so that's what I love about a matrix is it's kind of a team build, and we can all support each other's growth. And of course, then we have our check match scenario, which is really a cool thing. So, and as you know, the matrix, it is a loyalty matrix because it doesn't pay people for the first 6 months. You have to actually stick around to start to earn this these bonuses on level 1 through 10. And it's, you know, I've never seen one fill perfectly this big. Anyways, 10 levels. I'd love to see it. We might have a shot with it with this, who knows? But because it usually splinters and some legs fill faster than others and things like that. So, but that's the way we're going to be presenting the matrix. We kind of remove those numbers of 8,000 and 17,000 because we don't need them. We don't need them. So, and you want to make sure everybody that you know. Now, listen, when they sign up, they get this in an email. Okay, it has a little audio button that actually walk people through what the June promotions are and the bonuses and stuff that we have. And really, the key one is, I think, the 100% check match. We just saw that matrix again. If you brought in 10 people, you'll get 10 check matches. Okay, that's pretty cool. If you bring in 20 people, you'll get ultimately 20 check matches. Whatever they earn, you earn. Okay, so that's kind of cool. We have a bonus if because obviously you want your people to get off to a fast start. That's what creates the rapid growth. And so normally to get a 100% check match, you'll need 20 personal premium members. Okay, so and you say, okay, 6 months, I could do that. And yeah, you probably could, but wouldn't it be better to get 3 in your first 7 days or 5 in your first 14 days? Yeah, that sounds even better, right? Sponsor 3. And if everybody has that attitude, think about it. You get 3 who get 3 who get 3. You can run the numbers from there and see what that could be. And it can happen quick. So it's always good. And I really want to thank both John Sinney and Scott Becker for really putting this bug in our ears. Hey, guys, you need a fast start. You need a fast start. You need a fast start. So this is a great one. And this is kind of getting programmed in. Okay, so we don't have an issue with that. We're also running a bonus in June that if you sponsor 5, okay, we're going to give you an extra $5 for everyone you sponsor. Sponsor 5, that's $25. Sponsor 10 in your first 7 days, that's $50. Sponsor 20, that's $100. Now, we pretty much know the people who've sponsored 20, but this is not programmed in. It's not hard-coded in. So what we're going to need to do is, like, if you have someone who sponsored 5, or if you've sponsored 5 in your first 7 days, or 10 or 20, we're just going to need you to send an email. Let us know who you are, because it just take us forever to figure out how to do the searching and stuff like that. So just let us know who you are, and we're going to happily pay you these bonuses. You've worked hard to get them, and we really want to make sure we give them to everybody who's qualified for that. But again, that's not programmed in. So we appreciate that if you win this promotion, and we'll be reaching out to everybody and just letting them know, hey, did you do it, or do you know somebody who did it? Shoot us the name, shoot us the people that qualified you to get 5 or 10 or 20.
And where should they send that, Art?
Support at mynexusrewards.com. Thank you. Good point, John.
Great.
Cool.
And I just put that in the chat box, so everybody's got that.
Great.
Another question, just so we're clear on that Fast Start promotion at the top of the screen. Mm-hmm. Does that apply beyond June?
Yeah, we think we're really going to go with this sponsor 3 in your first 7 days. You know, this top part is, I think, going to be locked in because it's a good driver. I mean, not everyone's going to do it, but a bunch are doing it. And I'm really, I mean, and we see people sponsor 3 people their first day. So that's super exciting.
And on the, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
On the matrix, just so everyone's clear, because I know we got a lot of new people on here. We're talking about 2 different things. In the matrix, that chart on the previous screen said, you said it, you can only sponsor 3 to max out the matrix. But that, of course, is just when we're filling out the matrix. But we want everyone to go sponsor as many people as they can, right? 100%. So there's no cap on bringing people in. And that matrix is separate from our main compensation plan, which is a 10 levels down, and unilevel, which means you can go as wide as you want. That's our bread and butter, and the matrix is a nice bonus.
Yeah, there's really two bread and butters. The unilevel is the thing you can control yourself, right? Because you got the unlimited width. You can bring in as many people as possible. And then it pays down through 10 levels, right? Everyone you sponsor is level 1. Everyone they sponsor becomes level 2. So we already have people who have 100 on level 1, 200 on level 2. Who knows how that could fill out over time. It could be pretty substantial. So 10 level unilevel is very, very strong. It's got, the infinity added bonuses and things like that in it. And then, of course, behind the scenes, you've got your 2-up coded bonus that pays to infinity with the brand partner thing. And all of that is kind of detailed out in the flipbook presentation. With the bonus matrix, the great thing is it's kind of building behind the scenes. And if you did bring in 100 people, the first 3 would go directly underneath you, unless your sponsor's bringing in a lot of people and they bring in people before you do. So like with the matrix, I always want to get my first 3 in right away, because I know what I'm going to do over time. I'm going to build a big organization and stuff. So I don't want my sponsor putting people underneath me in the matrix right away. I'm going to get my people in, get all my friends in, get my first 10, 20 people in. And then I'll just kind of keep building from there, and they'll keep building from there and stuff. So yeah, you can bring in, and you want to bring in as many people as possible, because you want to get 50 check matches. You want to get 100 check matches. We have people that will be getting 100 check matches, and they're going to vary. I mean, some of the check matches might be like for $1, right? And some of them might be for 10, and some of them might be for 100, and there might even be some for 1,000. I don't know what they're going to be, but as your network continues to grow, your check, first of all, your matrix bonus check is going to continue to grow month after month after month. And your check match on your people, because you earn whatever they earn in the matrix. So that's going to continue to grow. So yeah, we definitely want people bringing in more than 3. The minute you bring in more than 3, you're helping people. You start to help people. And that's a cool thing. So you can best help your people by setting the pace, leading the pack, and continuing to share the opportunity with people. So
great.
I think that's all I got.
Okay, I got one other really important question for you. This shot of your backyard behind the bonus, I'm just curious how old that picture is.
I actually should take a picture of my backyard. I'm very fortunate. I live right on the Great South Bay here in Massapequa, Long Island, and I get to wake up every morning and have a beach and water in my backyard. So I'm truly blessed to be able to have that.
Awesome. I bet you got some great sunsets and sunrises. Okay, well that was fascinating. We have a ton of material to cover.
Yes.
Are you turning it back over to us?
No, I wanted to just go to the next slide. I want to introduce my brother real quick.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
And Rob can talk about, this additional profit center that we have in our relationship with Pure Life Rewards, where we can actually make money on people who buy these great health products that are in the back office there. So Rob, if you're there.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Just one thing with that 100% check match that I just wanted to point out. Like we have normally you would need 20, and to just take that to an extreme to make a point. If you go out and sponsor 3 within your first week, well, they have 6 months until they're getting paid. On the other extreme, let's say we went to 6 months, you got in, you didn't do anything, and on the last day you said, oh, I got to get that 100% check match, I got to go sponsor 20 people. Well, those 20 people would just be joining the matrix, and they wouldn't really have anybody underneath them yet because they just got in, and their check in the matrix would be non-existent because they have to wait 6 months to get their check. So by getting 3 people right away, that's almost ensuring you moving forwards that when you get to your 6 months, oh, I have my 3, 5, 10, 50, and they're getting their 3. That you're doing everything you possibly can to get a bigger check as you possibly can on that matrix within 6 months. So that's another kind of little hidden advantage of doing this right away. So you're all entering that 6-month period, and it's continuing to grow, and you're getting the biggest check possible right out of the gate. So really love that 100% check match. And we do give you that flexibility. Okay, I came a little short. If somebody comes a little short, well, you have a 2-week time frame as well. So we want to do everything possible to put things in the compensation plan to help you make as much money as possible in all aspects of that compensation plan. So I'm just going to talk about this. And, you know, Art and I got started in networking 30 years ago, and we were ex-contractors coming into this industry. And the first thing we dealt with was water filters, because it kind of fit with what we were doing. We would go on jobs and we put out water filters and stuff like that and let people try them for a week. And it was really kind of a health type of thing. And then we moved into these health companies. And I really always enjoyed being associated with health companies. And we were very fortunate to be with companies that had some of the most cutting edge health and wellness products on the planet. So what I really liked about it was as we shared these products with people, the results that they got, that it helped them heal this, it lowered their cholesterol, got rid of their diabetes or whatever the ailment was. It was just such a sense of satisfaction that I would have some small part in helping this person improve the quality of their life. So we really always enjoyed being with health and wellness companies on that aspect. It's just a phenomenal thing. And if people find a product that they like, you know what? They're going to take it regardless of whether they're building the business or not. They're going to keep taking it because it helps them feel great. So one of the things about probably 15 years ago, we had found a company we were looking, and Bob and his son David have been running this company with some real kind of cutting edge products. We got involved with them and had some tremendous results with their products that they were bringing out, and we helped bring a lot of people into that company. So as we were kind of moving forwards a couple of years ago, looking for something, Art and I had an idea about bringing out a new type of program. Actually, Bob approached us and said, hey, why don't you join my product company here? And we were like, we're just tired of doing product companies. We had an idea of doing something digital. But he still had this company with all these kind of great products. So when we got together and put together Nexus Rewards, he said, man, these are some phenomenal products, but we don't want to just bring them out. I didn't want to build another product network marketing company. And I'm sure there's people here that don't want to build. There's challenges with building product network marketing companies. But boy, if we can offer these phenomenal products, then and do something a little bit differently than traditional network marketing, then that could be a home run for people. So what we decided to do was take these products that are being sold out on the internet already. People are using them, they're loving them and everything like that. But we put together something here that if you are a Nexus Rewards member, you get these products at approximately 50% off, which is just off the charts. Like we have this one product, Ultimate Immune Defense. Well, they have it. Pure Life has it. That company that's out there selling it, they have it, and that goes for about $60, and that's a extremely competitive price because that product that they have, there's nothing like it. It's just unbelievable for helping to build your immune system. But us as Nexus Rewards members, we get that product for about $30, about 50% off. Now, the cool thing with that, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just a little
Yeah,
staticky,
your
Rob.
mic is your mic is making a lot of noise. I think every time it moves, it's giving us feedback.
Well, I have a little bit of Italian in me, so I do these very big hand gestures. So I'll try and remain as motionless as possible. But we can get these products at half off. The cool thing with this is you don't have to even order these products. You don't have to do anything with these products, and you'll still make money whether your people, when your people order the products. It's almost like in the back office, they're there. They're discounted at half price. People who are interested in products can go in there. They can look at these unbelievable things that we have. They can order them and you get paid. So imagine just having an organization you're building here with Nexus Rewards. You're really not interested in health and wellness products. You got your own thing going. Great. But you build this organization of 10,000 members underneath you, and half of them are interested in health and wellness products. And wow, I really like this. We were on the call the other day, and the guy was saying, wow, I really want to look at that Happy Shake. Wow, great. Go in there, order that, and then everybody makes money in the upline. So there's a whole networking aspect of it that you're automatically tied into. You don't have to do anything, and you'll be making extra money on that. So as your organization grows, there's going to be a percentage of people that love it. They could get them at half price. And so it's a great deal for them. And it's also a great deal for everybody in the upline because they're making money anytime anybody wants to order them. So I'm very excited about this aspect of it that just sits there and makes you even more money. Now, one of the cool things we're doing right now is we're having a promotion because free members do not get these products at half price. You have to become a premium member. This is one of the benefits and values of becoming a premium member with Nexus Rewards. So you get them at the half pricing, it's 40, 50% off or the special pricing that we've set up. So what we're doing right now, from now till the end of the month, we are offering these products to the free members at the discounted rates. And what's cool about this is this just gives you, as a premium member, another tool to engage all of your free members. You can say, hey, the company's having a special promotion. You can go check out these phenomenal health and wellness products that they have, see if there's something you might like, and you can get them half price from now until the end of the month. So it can be another way that you can help engage your free members. And as we know, the more they get engaged, the more they see the value of what we have, then the more likely they're going to join you in the business. And at the very least, you'll be making additional income just by them using the product. So from now until the end of the month, free members will be able to get this special promotion discount and get the products at half price. So now also going along with that, Pure Life, Bob and Pure Life, the Pure Life company, is going to be holding a special call on Monday with Dr. Fisher. Now, one of the advantages that we've had with always dealing with health and wellness companies is that I've gotten to meet, I don't think that's correct English, but we'll go with it, some of the top researchers, scientists, and doctors in the world. Dr. Tariq Karashi, Dr. Fisher here, he's written over 23 books. He's been in 153 countries around the world. He is the foremost expert on the moringa plant, which is known as the miracle plant. This thing does everything for you. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's from India, and actually the Indian government has given him their top award. So when they have things they need to know about the moringa plant, Dr. Fisher is the guy that they work with. He has his own farm down in South America that grows this high potency stuff. I mean, this guy is off the charts. And I met him about 15 years ago, and have had the great pleasure of speaking with him. So he's going to be coming on the call Monday to kind of explain all the products. So anybody who's interested in finding out more about the uniqueness of the products that Pure Life has, and Dr. Fisher has formulated 90% of those products that we have, they're just phenomenal things. They could come on and hear from Dr. Fisher himself. So that's going to be Monday. We'll be getting out that info. We'll also be sending company info out to the free members, encouraging them to go in and order products. You'll be making money. Maybe, it, like I said, engages them and moves them forward. And the people who are interested in it, great. And so I love this little aspect because you get the benefits of helping people health-wise, because the two most important things that people are always on their mind is their health and their wealth. So we have some phenomenal stuff. So I think that's basically what I wanted to cover today. And I just wanted to thank Scott and John for hosting this training call today. Appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day and really helping the members out by doing that.
Great. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that. All right. That will conclude our corporate speakers. And now we're going to give you some rep in the field training. By the way, I have to mention, Scott gets all the credit for encouraging the Fast Start bonus. So thank you, everyone. Oh, Scott, a big thank you for that. He's the one that even thought of that. He's always keeping all of us on our toes and in super high gear. So we're grateful for Scott for his input. Scott, you have anything you wanted to add to any of that? Because you've been very quiet here this morning.
Man, I'm just so excited for what we've got to share. I'm ready to get into what you've been prepping all week long. The conversation we had last night has kept me up, and I am ready. I've got pad and pen, and I just want you to launch right into it, John. Let's go.
All right, appreciate that. So, yeah, we were laughing last night. Boy, that was something else. I felt like I had my own personal stand-up routine entertainment last night. We should have recorded that. That was classic. We're always laughing and talking about the business and the results, but bottom line is we're all here to make money. What Art went through and showing the matrix, giving a little bit more clarity on that, and also keeping the train on the tracks so we don't get derailed by silly regulators breathing down our back because some people said something that wasn't accurate or wasn't legal. We definitely need to make sure that we are on the same page with that. And then, what Rob talked about, being able to take advantage of things that the company offers. It's all there for you. And they've given us so many tools. You might be drowning and looking at all this. Just keep the main thing, and decide on where you want to go. We talked about that last week. We had that training. about just basically the foundation, the fundamentals of, Scott and I always talk fundamentals. We're pretty hardcore on that. And if you get your fundamentals down, this thing can become the bullet train. And at the same time, if you don't do the fundamentals, this can be a real root canal. And, you can struggle at it and not make money. And I don't know if you're going to share that story about not making the struggle. One of the top earners in the industry, how he went through amazing non-money making years.
Yes, I am.
Before he became the monster in the industry. And everybody in the industry knows the guy because he's just lapped the field so many times in terms of income. And one of the things that he did, and one of the things that we all do, is in building an organization here to make money, is we use the power of 5. Now, I'm going to give you an analogy that goes right along with this, and then we'll talk about the numbers. And it's kind of, to me, I've been talking about it for so long, it seems obvious. But, when someone questions the legitimacy or the efficacy, the effectiveness of network marketing or multi-level marketing, it always goes back to a very basic situation. If I'm a real estate broker and I have 10 agents working for me, 10, right? I can flash that up on the screen. Everybody can say, yeah, 10 agents. Wow. So each one of them, if they all sell houses, you do well. Well, if a competitor of mine, or even worse, if one of my 10 says, you know what, I'm going to go start my own brokerage, and they go down the street and they hire 100 agents. And so now all of a sudden, one of my students, one of my employees, one of my disciples goes down the street and starts a competing organization, and they have 100 agents, and I only have 10. Who's going to sell more houses? Duh. I mean, more than likely, the 100 agents are going to smoke the 10, right? Kind of a no-brainer. Well, that's the same exact dynamic that we have here in networking. The difference is if we bring somebody on and they go compete with us, we can still benefit from them growing and building a bigger organization than we did. But that is the power of our business. And I hope that makes sense to you. I've been teaching that for so long that sometimes I forget. A lot of people have never really visualized that analogy, but it's the same thing as what we do, only when we train, recruit, train, and manage and help our people, then if they become better than us or they become bigger than us, we can still get paid on that. So it's kind of a brilliant thing. And that leads us into the power of 5. And, this is, again, part of our fundamentals. I'm going to start off with that before we dive into that power. And we'll talk about our daily method of operation here for a minute. This is just for me, this is standard stuff. If you're not full-time in the business, which most people are not, then you might sit there and say, how am I going to do all of that? And that's a great question. And the answer is you have to take your calendar and you have to block out the time. Now, my calendar is right here. I use Google Calendar. You can use Samsung Calendar. You can use Apple Calendar. Doesn't matter to me, whatever calendar you want. As long as you block the time and you tell yourself and your significant other and anyone else who has an impact on your time, hey, I am working my Nexus Rewards business during this block of time. The most important thing you can do is set appointments, even with yourself. And then there's no distractions, and people know, hey, he's at work. You might even need to hang a sign on your door, wherever your office is, wherever you're sitting there and dialing the phone, at work, do not disturb. Something like that. Those boundaries in your own head, as well as with your family and others around you, are critical. Now, once you've got that plan on your calendar, then you can decide how many new contacts you're going to do. My attitude is you got to do 20 a day. How in the world can I do 20 a day? Well, I mean, first of all, where are those names coming from? We talked about that last week. If you do 20 a day every day of a month, or let's say you only do 5 days out of the week and you take off a couple of days, we recommend Sunday. We don't work on Sunday. You can pick whatever day you want. or days. But if you do 5 days a week, 20 contacts, I don't have my calculator with me, but I think that's 100 a week. And then if you do 4 weeks, that's 400 contacts. Where are all those names coming from? That's what we talked about last week. I make it real easy. You see it in the presentation. You got hundreds of names on Facebook. Most of you have thousands. You've got hundreds of names in your cell phone. My hallucination is you probably have thousands in your cell phone. I had 8,000 names in my cell phone. How many people have emailed you in the last couple of years? My hallucination is hundreds or thousands of people have emailed you in the last couple of years. Now, there's going to be some overlap with all that, and you may only have 1,000 names to call, but dial the phone. I mean, 1,000 names, that's going to take you, according to this action plan, taking 2 days off a week, 100 names a week, 400 names a month. That's 2.5 months of just straight down the phone. You contact 1,000 people. Obviously, you're not going to get them all. But if you just contact 1,000 people, you're going to have hundreds of people looking. And from that, in the funnel, boom, you're going to have a certain number drop in. And whether that number is 20 or whether that number is 50, I'm betting that you're going to be walking on sunshine when you have all those people in and working for you and with you. And then as you build through that time, you can also strategize, hey, I need to find other methods of getting names, getting contacts, so I can contact thousands of people, right? So there you go. That's kind of the method of the madness there. Follow-up calls, you also need to have times where you're going to call them. If you contact people and you don't follow up with them, then it may not go the way you want it to. We said last week, the fortune's in the follow-up. 3-way calls. What in the world? I have to do 3-ways? No, you don't have to. And you also don't have to make money here. But we'll elaborate on that. I got a whole video. It's 5 minutes on how to do a 3-way. And it's great. It's on my YouTube channel. I'm not promoting my own stuff, but it doesn't cost you any money to go through that. We're not going to do that here. I'll give you the quick basics on 3-ways. But it's like this. If I call up Scott, and I've got Art on the phone with me, or Nick, actually. I mean, that's how the call went. Nick and I called Scott. Nick is our upline, and we called Scott. And I said to Scott, you know, hey, here's what's going on. Scott listened to me, and he said, okay, well, that's just the world according to John. That was one person. Now, when I get Nick on the phone, and it's Nick and John talking, even though it's only one other person, guess what happens? Psychologically, it sounds like everybody's saying it. I mean, you might as well have 100 people on the call when you do a 3-way where 2 people are saying the same thing. It is dramatically magnified your message. That's the psychological impact, and it happens every time. I've been doing this 30 years. When I learned about 3-ways, it was a total game changer for me, and my business took off. Prior to knowing about 3-ways, it was me, you know, with a sledgehammer trying to club everybody into submission. And with 3-ways, you just don't have to do that. Very, very different situation. So a little bit on 3-ways there. That's part of our method. You know, contact people, follow up with them, and close them with a 3-way. You can also close them with a webcast. And that's the next thing. We text all of our frontliners regularly. You know, now if you got 25, if you got 50, if you got 100 people on your front line, then, you know, frontline is same thing, synonymous with your first level. When you have that many people on your front line, you're going to want to stay in touch with them and contact them. If you got 100, obviously it's a lot more work than if you only have 5 or 10. But that whole process is you getting your frontliners all the info, making sure that they're plugged in. Okay. Other reminders, there's a special training, or hey, this is new information that just came out from the company, or did you see this article that was in the media all over everywhere, and you can use that in your presentation. So all helpful things. Hey, did you see the special offer from Upside or from Rakuten, whatever? Shopping Boss just ran this promotion. After you do all the other important things, then you can get on social media, then you can do email, you can, you know, read all your stuff. The number one challenge in this business that I've seen over a long time is people get involved in non-income producing activities, IPAs. We might refer to that more than once here today. But the IPAs are where you make your money. reading emails, chatting with people, getting on social media, and surfing, Facebook. All of those things are non-IPAs. And so you want to make sure that you do that kind of stuff, because the distractions are endless. And 2 hours later, you can say, oh my gosh, I didn't do my contacts, poof. And now I've used up my 2-hour time window. So kind of obvious, but had to point that out. And then attending the webcasts are mandatory. Of course, you know, we can't force anyone to do that. And we don't want to. It's all volunteer Army. Even though I sound like I'm in the Army, we're not. This is all volunteer, even though Scott and I are both former military. The reality is we have the structure, but we have a very warm, loving environment where our number one thing is encouraging people. We don't get on the phone and berate people and scream at them and, you know, tell them they ain't worth nothing because you're not doing your workouts. But that is one of the ways that you can really stay plugged in, up to speed, and get the presentation down are through the webcast. My first 3 months in this industry, all I did was go to meetings. Didn't invite anybody to them, wouldn't even touch the phone. I was terrified. I know it doesn't sound real, but it's true. I admit it. I'm coming clean. I am doing my my repentance right here. I went to meetings knowing, and it was only one hotel a week. It wasn't like I was going 3 times a week or something. That's all we had. We had one hotel meeting a week. This is, you know, back in the prehistoric days, and you had to dodge the predators, you know, the T-Rexes on your way to the hotel meeting. But when I sat in the hotel meeting, I knew that when I left that hotel meeting, my hair would be on fire. And it got me more and more and more willing to dial the phone when I got home. And it literally took me a few months before I was willing to engage and take action and do what was necessary. I saw so many people making money. I just kept hearing about, you know, the paychecks and the income and the happiness from people doing what? Dialing the phone. I always do that, you know, phone dialing thing, but I got my headset. I never even touched the phone other than to ring it, and then that's it. So even if you don't have a guest, why would I go to a webcast if I don't have a guest? I just told you. So hopefully you got that message down. It's very important. It's a critical part of it. Plus, if you block it on your time, hey, Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, at 5 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to be on this call, then it's on there. You're going to be on there whether you have a guest or not. If you are on there regardless, then you already in your mind have said, well, if I'm going to be on here, I might as well have a guest, right? So you've committed to it. Also, what are you doing? You're adding your support to the webcast, and it blows up the numbers. If I have a guest on there, do I want 10 people on there or do I want 100? Not a difficult decision right there. You want as many people as possible. We got, you know, 80, 90 people plugged in here today. So you look at all the numbers on there, more people shows a vibrant business and opportunity. 10 people, what's going on here? You know, so that's why you want to plug in, many reasons why you want to plug into the webcast, even if you don't have a guest. Now, if you have somebody who's OCD like me doing the webcast, I'm trying to put in new information and keep this thing spicy and compelling and interesting every week to a fault. Sorry. Yeah, I get involved in a lot of non-IPAs, just digging up great info. But again, you have to decide where you want to put your time and your money. But that's one more reason to be on these webcasts. So hope that helps. It's all about duplication. And when you share a simple text, that is so duplicatable. We'll get into that text here in just a minute. And we're also I'm going to give you some great ideas for scripts. You don't have to copy our text. You don't have to copy us. You can do things different the way you want. It doesn't matter to me unless you're in my downline. I'm just kidding. We want everyone duplicating and growing this business the same way. Everybody that plugs in here, if we're all doing the same dance and singing the same song, it's a beautiful thing. If we're not, then it's kind of crazy. It's crapshoot, and good luck rolling the dice. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. That's why duplication is so important, and that's why you'll see everyone at the same real estate company doing things the same way, not 20 different ways. Now, you text 5 people a day over 2 months. Hey, 5 texts a day, 30 days a month. I mean, do the math, that's 150 a month. Over 2 months, that's 300 people. But if you take the weekends off, I already covered that. If you only do, 200 people because you didn't work Saturday and Sunday for 8 weekends, I mean, this is easy math. Here's my question to you, and you've already got it on the screen. You may have beat me to it. How many of you have ever contacted 300 people about a home business? That's the key question right there. And I want, if you have contacted 300 people about a home business, I would like you to go into that chat box and say, I have contacted 300. You can just say, yes, I have, or yes, or I have. But I want to see how many people have actually contacted 300 people about home business. Now, some of us have been in the industry for a long time. And I mean, like total, 300 people about one company. And I've done it. I don't even want to say how many times I've contacted 300 people about a home business. And I can tell you, if I got a dud of a company, of a business, of a product, and I contact a ton of people by text message, and I don't get much of a response, guess what I know? This may not work. If I contact people like I did yesterday, I did my 10. I don't remember what my total number was, but I contacted about 10 people. And I had 3 people yesterday get back to me and say, this looks fantastic. And 2 of them signed up without me even doing anything else. I didn't even do any follow-up. I mean, how awesome is that? That tells you right there if you've got a great company, a great product, a great business. And if you don't, then you're not going to get people going and voluntarily signing up without you even doing any follow-up. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's really all I need to say right there. You may want to duplicate us right there. People say to me, well, gosh, your text is kind of long. Yeah. And I get people to go and enroll after they go through my text. Hello, where I come from, we call that a clue. But you know what? Again, you do it however you want, and you can even do your own little learning process. But you tell me how many people you've had get off your text and go enroll. And then we can compare and we can say, oh, maybe that's a better way. Because I got to tell you, if you got a better mousetrap, I am all ears. I look at everything. I'm very open-minded. That's why I'm here. Because, when you're listening and you're looking, you might find a better way to do things. But when you find a way that's working, like I know that it's working. When I got my videos from Art and Rob, and this just happened a few days ago when I got enlightened and I figured out how I need to do this. And we're going to share all that with you today. I know we're already an hour into this thing, but we're going to take a little bit more of your time than normal today because you want to see this model, what's working, and you're going to see it and you're going to say, okay, great, boom, bye. I got to go recruit. I mean, that's really how dynamite it is. So it's kind of exciting. I talk about that all day. Be consistent. Don't skip your days. A lot of times you miss a day, you miss 3 days, and then hey, I got to do 30 people because I didn't do my 10 or whatever your number is. I didn't do 5 all this week. Now I got to do 50 on, the 5th day or 25, whatever. Send a follow-up text. So important. I send an email. I give them a lot. We have an 11-minute video that I love that Art did. Probably Rob and Art did. I don't mean to shortchange you right there, but those follow-up videos, like the 11-minute video, I love. To me, I think it's way better than the presentation we do on the webcast. It's so short and concise. It's funny. There's some great shots in there, really thought-provoking ideas, and boom. But when someone watches that, here's the key question that you have to ask yourself, and this is another game changer. Do you want them, after they see a 3-minute, 4-minute, 11-minute video, do you want them then coming to you and watching a webcast live, watching a recorded webcast, or do you want them going on to YouTube or Google and finding their own stuff and listening to somebody else who's probably not duplicating your method and maybe even stealing your prospect? I mean, it's an easy answer right there too. So I give them everything. I make sure that they see the business completely. I give them all the tools for them to study this business and become a student of the business before they go out there and, I got to go research this thing. I got to go find all the information on my own. I don't know how this comp plan works. I mean, all of that is so critical, right? So make sure that you give them plenty of follow-up materials. And I've got, follow up with a text, but then the decision-making time comes after that three-way call webcast or webcast recorded. So, and you want to ask people, hey, did you make a decision? Do I have your attention? Are you interested? AIDA. Sorry, that's from an amazing movie a long time ago. And then enroll them. And if you have a problem asking someone to spend $22 a month here with us, wow, let's rewind the tape and go back to, 100 years ago when it was, it's $4.99 to get in. What? Yeah, well, I'm going to need to do all kinds of checking financially to see if I can actually afford that before I make a decision. All right, this is, again, just a little thought-provoking. These are the things that we've learned over the years. Easy scripts, and you can roll through these. You can do them, or you can not, and you can just do the straight Nexus Rewards invite, however you want to do it. But, my question, and this I'm asking everybody on here, if you saw $20 laying in the Walmart parking lot, would you pick it up? And by the way, how does that roll out of my mouth? Can you tell I've said it once or twice? If you're tripping all over your words when you're saying your script, you need to go practice. And if I'm in front of a movie camera and I'm not saying my lines right, what happens? I get fired, or I'm just not going to have a good movie. So it's no different right here. I mean, if you're in front of a prospect and you're tripping over your words, then you're not going to get the job done. So practice your lines. Find a script and practice it right here. So would you pick it up if you saw $20 laying on the ground? And the answer for everybody is yes. I would pick up a $20 bill. Don't lie. We'd be grabbing that. If it was $1, you'd pick it up, right? And so the point is that if we give you a way to get an extra $20 a week back, would you grab it? It's the same thing. It's an easy analogy, and people are like, oh, yeah, I might do that. That's a way to enter into the amazingness of Nexus Rewards. Have you heard? Here's number 2. Have you heard you can get cash back on all the money you spend? Cash back. How do you do that? I mean, if you say it like that, then it presupposes in your prospect's mind, have you heard? Meaning it already exists. Do you know about it? And then they're like, uh-oh, I don't know information. I'm behind. I'm not on the inside. So, I better find out. And it just creates right there an open mind. That's what we call the mind opener right there. And so that's why you want to say that. Have you heard you can get cash back on all the money you spend? These are just, again, easy lines. We've been saying it for years. I just found out, hey, I don't know if you heard, but I just found out, and you can even just pause right there, and it doesn't even matter what you are going to say. I just found out about the cure for cancer, or I just found out about a tree that grows $1,000 bills. I mean, you can just stop right after you're sitting at the dinner table. Hey, have you heard? I just found out about, and you just stop right there, and everyone's like leaning in, and they're like curiosity all over their face, and they're like, what? What did you just find out about? And it doesn't even matter. Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to get people's attention, ding, there you go, right there. How to get my electricity bill, how to get my internet bill, how to get free TV every month by using some free apps. What? It doesn't say anywhere that we can get our utility bills covered by Nexus Rewards. That's right. But if you bring in the exact same amount of money as a $30, insert name of streaming service here, or if you earn an extra $100 a month and it covers your electricity bill, probably not the right month for me to say that here in Houston, where, the electricity bills tripled in the summertime because it's, 95 every day. But the bottom line is you can actually cover your bill by using some free apps here. Easy to do. Or even if you spend a little bit of money to get those apps, you can get way more than that money back. Hey, let me ask you a question. On a scale from 1 to 10, and this usually gets people's juices flowing right there. When you say, on a scale from 1 to 10, and they're already like, am I a 10? Am I a 1? What's going on? How much of an entrepreneur are you? And I just say it, it just rolls. I just say, hey, let me ask you a question. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much of an entrepreneur are you? Now, if they tell me, 10 being the highest, if they tell me they're a 1 or a 2, I mean, this conversation's over right there. They just saved both of us a ton of time, right? Again, I'm not trying to hammer a round peg into a square hole. So if they say, oh gosh, I'm a 10 all the way, you know, I always want to hear about stuff. Great, man, do I have something for you? Boom, ding. I just gave you permission to tell me about your network marketing business. I mean, how fantastic is that? I don't dive into throwing a bucket of my stuff on someone's head unless they give me permission, right? We all have the bucket challenge visions going in our head. How many people got doused with a bucket of ice water without permission? No one, right? We all agreed to it. And amazingly, a lot of people sat down and actually videoed it. It was crazy. So the ice bucket challenge is a voluntary thing. Don't go ice bucketing people and, you know, not giving them the ability to say, yes, I want to hear about your business. And that leads to my favorite 6 words, which are these. Are you open to new business? I've said it so many times, I don't even have to think about it. I don't even look at it on the screen. Are you open to new business? I don't say, are you open to a new business? I don't say, are you open to new business because blah, 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 blah. I say, are you open to new business? And they, at that point, say yes or no. And that gives me then the green light to proceed right there. So these are all little can openers, little openers of minds for duplication. This is right from our presentation when we show this in our opportunity meeting on Tuesday and Thursday. But this is really basic. After I get an open mind, I could go through the script. But what I want to do is I want to just put this in people's phones right away. And if they're not open to new business, I don't have to ask them. If a text shows up on my phone and I'm not open, what do? Ignore, delete, boom, that's it. We don't need to go through all those gyrations. It's a lot faster. We streamline the process. Those who are open are going to read your text. Those who are not going to read your text. Wow, imagine that. So a few months ago, a 22-year-old company launched a new cashback program and 2,000 people joined. You can be one of the first people in. This was a few months ago. What? This is brand new? Yeah, there's only 2,000 people in here. Really? Wow. You can be one of the first. Wow. I can literally be one of the people that can go out there and tell thousands of people about what's going on here with Nexus Rewards. Yes, it's $22 a month. That's it. Pays out $10 a month to the sponsor. What? Yeah, 45%, $10 of that 22 is going $21.95 or round up. I'm a cowboy. But all that money is going back to the sponsor, and they put that in the pocket every month. I have to stress that $10 a month because everyone I talk to says, is that $10 is paid out every month? And I'm like, it said it in the text. I don't lie. Yes, it's $10 a month paid on the $22. Wow. Okay. Now we have their attention. What, is there any money left to make any money on a downline on building a network? Yes, actually, the potential payout is like 70 or 80%. Really? Are they actually paying out that much? Pretty close. They're paying out a lot more than most companies. And then you've got their attention right there. We got a June promo that's, you know, and you got 2 weeks left to use this. So you might want to step it up and crank through the numbers here real quick. It pays out an extra 50% on your first 20, up to 20 signups. So if you only get, 10 in there, whatever, but that you want to definitely make sure you take advantage of right there. And it's only for a week. If you're brand new, you got 7 days, clock's ticking. If you've been in here 3 days already and you haven't taken advantage of that, you got 4 days left. You better hurry up. Your average member saves $100 a week on money you're already spending on gas, groceries, all the big brand stores. All that's available. It's an affordable business for everybody. It's already around the world. What? Yeah, it's already, this is a brand new start. Well, remember, it's a division, basically. It's an offspring of a company that already had the infrastructure in place. So you don't have to worry about whether or not they're going to be able to handle if we bring them 1 million people. They already said, don't worry, we asked, but they already said they can scale up to 1 million people very quickly. And it wouldn't take them much more to go beyond 1 million. But right there, hey, we're 2,000, we're going to add 1 million. I don't have my calculator with me. Let me punch that in here. That seems like it's 998,000 more people that we can bring in. I think we're good. All right. And I'm going to go get like 900,000 of them. Y'all can fight over the other 100,000. But that's what we're doing. So there's a 3-minute call. It's got 2 minutes of great testimonials on there. It's fantastic. And then if you want more, go click on my link. Now, that link is really long right there, especially if you chose your full name of, Michael Fredericksburg, all of a sudden my nexusrewards.com/8 million miles of a username. And the next thing you know, they're looking at that. I definitely couldn't type that in. Go get a link shortener, bit.ly/greatbusiness, something simple and easy. If you want to spend money, I got my name, johncini.com. Boom, it forwards right to my nexusrewards.com/my username. That's the way we do it. That's the most duplicatable way. I hope that helps. Now, when people respond to the text, it's kind of, there's always going to be people who love it and people who hate it. There's no question about it. Some people are not used to getting a text, and they'll, text you back, or they'll call you up and they'll say, wait a minute, you just texted me for a business? I can't believe you did that. How rude. And I just explained to them, if you knew the results I'm getting from this text, you would do it too. And then they're just like, what? You're not even apologizing to me. You're telling me how great it is. And then maybe I should join you in being rude. We're not being rude. We're just sharing information with people. But some people will get offended by that. There's no question about it. And I'm just preparing you right now, right? Because I'd rather you be prepared than, go out there and get blindsided. Then on the flip side, we have people who say, I can't believe you've known about this for 3 weeks and you didn't tell me about it. Why'd you take so long? And it's like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to everybody as fast as I can. I've only told, 100 people about this. I need to tell 1,000 people right away. But we bring people on, all of a sudden we're doing 3-ways, we're doing calls, webcasts, all these things take time. And so it's an issue. But it doesn't matter. Either one of these responses, you're going to get them. And so that's just part of the process. All right. These are some of the results that I got. I just blew that text up right there where my buddy Al said, if this is run right, it could be a gold mine. So I love that. It was a great answer. And then I had another response from another friend of mine. I really like what I've heard so far. People need relief, and praying this program will provide some comfort. So that was a very thoughtful answer. And that's really how we feel. We are going to do people a favor and save them money. So, but how in the world do I have to do 10 texts a day? I mean, how much time is that going to take? Well, 15 minutes, really, if you're slow, if you're thorough, if you haven't got your names in front of you prior to sitting down and going boom, 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 copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. I mean, that's pretty much what I do. By the way, how long would it take you to call 10 people? A couple hours, maybe longer than that. I mean, you could sit on the phone with someone you haven't talked to in a year, and you could spend an hour with them. And that happens all the time. Lorette and I, how long did we spend on the phone last night? We hadn't talked in a couple of years, or whatever the number was. And we went through all kinds of stuff. And it's not a short call, but that was after she got my text. And she went and dove in, took action. So then if you do 10 texts a day for 30 days, 300 a month, we just talked about that. Over 3 months, you would have gone through 1,000 names. And if you contact 1,000 people, how many are going to look? I say 10%. If you get 100 people looking, if your text is not very good, then you may want to reconsider, maybe make some changes and try to get more people looking. And then how many are going to join from 100? I say 20%, even if it's 5%, you got 5 out of 100, do 10 batches of 100. That's 50 people that would join you. I mean, this is not hard, right? How many companies have you personally enrolled 20 people into? I mean, that's the bottom line. Most people have never done that. Here, you can. So I hope that's helpful. The fortune's in the follow-up, and we're going to dive through the Power 5 very quickly. You want to follow up within a day or two. You want to set up that appointment to either do that 3-way or to get them to a webcast. And those could be the same, whatever, doesn't matter to me. I'm pretty hardcore on doing 3-ways with everybody. If you're on my front line, then, you may have experienced that. Usually Scott will get on. Usually we'll, use the upline. And as we go through that whole process, we find that our conversion rate is much higher than if we are lone rangers and try to do it all on our own. Do a 3-way. And even if they're signed up already, do a three-way, if I get hit by a truck and die tomorrow, I want all my people to know who to call in the upline. I want them to know their name. And more importantly, I want them to have a relationship with them and they feel comfortable calling them, right? I mean, that's so critical in that process because, the reality is most people feel alone and cut off and frustrated, especially when things aren't going their way. And to have that comfort, hey, I already talked to Nick. I know Nick Skolsky is there, available, sitting on the phone. And, man, it's like we got on the phone, we did three-ways, and he was fantastic. He didn't reach through the phone and strangle anybody or scare anybody. I mean, it really was. It was a pleasant call. He's a great guy. We should do a lot more three-ways. Nick, we're going to do more three-ways, impose on your time more. But that whole process is, it's bedrock, tried and true, and we've done it for years and years. All right, with the Power of 5, it's real basic. We're going to go through a few months of 5 growing. And when you blast off, you want to get a lot of people in here. I talk about getting 5 in, but really my recommendation, go get 20 or 30, right out of the gate in your first month or your first week. I had Scott and I brought in 10 people our first day. And, how many phone calls was that? I mean, we were banging the phone. We hit it pretty hard. But go text 100 people your first day. 100 people, how long will that take me? A couple hours. Go get it done. Even if it takes you 2 days to text 100 people, do 50 today, 50 tomorrow. The faster, the better. The faster you come out of the gate, the better you duplicate. It rhymes. You should memorize it. It's important. When you get those 5 premiums, now you're in pro mode. Now you're ready to start ranking up and duplicating. Now, it may take 25 to 100 texts to get to that number. Use the 5% rule, and then anything beyond the 5 is gravy. Contact 100 to get your 5. If you did better than that, great. All right, and there's your group A. That's the first 5 you brought in your first month. That is our method of operation, our duplication. Then month 2, what are we doing? Well, we're duplicating. You want to help your 5 get their 5, right? That group A just went from 5 to 25. Boom, you're pro 25 in your second month. You got your 25. Oh, by the way, in addition to helping your 5 get their 5, you also want to go get 5 more yourself. That would be your group B. Now there's nowhere you're going to chop these up. I'm just for demonstration because we're going to show these numbers growing out and it'll get a little crazy here. And that Journey song, Don't Stop Recruiting. I know I don't get paid for my singing, but there you go. Everyone knows that song. And you should have it memorized, right? So your 5 get their 5. That's group A. You went and got another 5. You've got 30 people in group A, right? 5 and 25. That's 30. And then we added another 5. That's 35 total. And if I botch some of these numbers, I am totally open to massive criticism. So just let me have it. I'm not going to worry about it. But in month 3, and again, I just threw these numbers up here quick so you could duplicate. Group A, now the 25 is going and getting their 5. That's 125 plus your original 5. And all of a sudden you add all that up. There's 130 people right there, right? 125 plus the 25 plus 5. Right out of the gate, I already know I messed up. That should be 135. And then in your group B, you had 5, and then they went and got their 5. That's 25 plus the original 5. There's 30 more, right? Actually, that would be 5 and 25. That'd be 30. That's 30 right there, but that's 135. And then you go and get another 5 in your third month. Look at that. We're up to 165, 170, whatever that number is. And then month 4, just add water, duplicate. Your 125, go and get their 5, 625, and then 125 here in group B, and then 25. And then, hey, you went and got another 5. Wait a minute. You're bringing on 20 people over 4 months? Yeah. Actually, Scott and I are still in month 1, and we got our 20. Actually, we got 25 right there. And next month, guess what? We're going to get another 25. We might even do that in the next week. Who knows? The way things are going. I mean, we've been enrolling like 2 people a day every day this whole week, so it's kind of fun. But when you see all these numbers roll out and you look at that and you're like, oh, that never happens. You always got this skeptical person crosses the arm. That never happens. And guess what? You're right. It never does. It never is that clean and beautiful and symmetrical. It never happens. But it's a lot more like that than not. That's the message right here. And I don't care what these exact numbers end up being. The point is, when you go through this, you're going to have a lot of people under you. We literally just went from 160, 170 people on the previous screen in month 3 to like 5 times that, about 1,000 people in month 4. And now you've already ranked up. By the way, month 3, you hit your 1 star of 100 people, right? And then in month 4, what do we do? Well, we just crop dusted star 2 and star 3. Boom. You can only count 60% from one leg. So you got to make sure that, you know, one of your legs doesn't completely run away. Like right here, if you had that one leg and it was at 600, you could only count 60% of that towards the rank up of each of those ranks. So for star 1 star, if you need 100 people and you got, you know, 200 in another leg, you can only count towards the 100 that you need. You can only count 60. And you do that with each one of these ranks. If I need 200 and I've got hundreds of people in one leg, I can only count 60% of 200. 200 times 60%, 6 times 2, it's 120, right? So that's the way you do the math on this real quick to figure out if I got a runaway leg, how many can I count from that leg? We're going to have a chart that'll show, you know, here's how many people you can count 60%, the max from one leg. And then you know what you got to get from all your other legs. And let me tell you, if you got one leg that gets you 60, you can go and get all your other legs to do 40. Come on. That's 1 star, and that's the magic. That's where you want to be minimum. Everyone want to race to 1 star. Start thinking that way. Okay. Now, when I first came into network marketing and I looked at all of that stuff, the horizon, all the money, all the top ranks, they were like a distant horizon. Like, you know, there's no way that I would ever see them without, you know, doing something crazy like putting a needle in my arm or something. That was the only way I could envision getting to that rank and that money and recruiting 100 people. I mean, all these things were crazy foreign concepts. But today, when I see a comp plan, I immediately go to that top rank and I say, what do I need to do to get there? And that mentality is where you want to upgrade yourself now. Don't wait. And you want to start saying today, my deadline for becoming a 1 star is fill in the blank, put it on paper, red lipstick on your bathroom mirror, whatever it takes. I don't care. That's why dudes need lipstick, right? So when you have that goal on paper, you're going to be running towards it. And if you have this kind of stuff on paper, hey, I want 1,000 people in my organization. What do I need to do to get there? There's your action plan right there. Duplicatable, easy, month 5, more of the same craziness. I'm not going to go through all the numbers. It's about 5,000 people. Remember, we just went from 150 to 1,000, like 5 times, you know, whatever that number is, 200 people to 1,000. Then we went from 1,000 to 5,000, right? Well, what's the next screen going to show? 5,000 times 5. It's about 25,000. Again, I'm not adding all these levels up. That take way too much screen time here. But if I'm making $1 a month per head, duh, you know, if you went through this process and you said, you know, hey, it's month 6 and I've got thousands of people because the business duplicated, which is exactly what's going on, you know, you're going to be loving life. So that whole process, and that's our number that we figured would be around the average pay per head based on the bulk of the organization being on the 5th, 6th, and 7th level at that time. That's our numbers. That's our expectation. That's not guaranteed. We're not telling you that's what you're going to get. That's just what we calculated as being reasonable to expect. Now, if you look at the comp plan, you can see $1.75 and $1.90 down there on the lower levels. We're saying that that's going to average out with the dollars and the $1.25 and the $1.50 to bring the average up to around $1.50. But let me tell you something. Even if the number is $1, whatever. If you have 25,000 people underneath you that you're getting paid on, and you make $1 per month, I can't finish the math equation. I hope that you can. Okay, it's very simple and easy for everybody to do that. So now let's say we're off by 75%. That 3/4 of all this stuff, this growth doesn't happen. Let's say that you only get, you know, instead of 25,000 on all that growth and all the magic, and I did my job. I brought in 20 people. I brought in 50 people, and I only got 25% of that growth. I didn't get the 75%. You would still have 6,000 people in your organization. And at, you know, $1.25, again, you do the math and you can figure it out. I forgot to delete that. Don't look at the last number. Don't think of the color brown. But that is the mindset here, is that even if you're off by a long shot, you know, if you went and got a 25% on your math paper in school, you got an F, right? But here, you will get an A, even if you're off by 75%. So that's the power of five. And I know you all are real glad that I'm done. I am too, but that was fun. And this is all recorded. So if you wanted people to see it, you can go grab it. It's all about mindset. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it over to the man who is the master of mindset. And Scott Becker is going to give you some more good stuff. We're going to take just a few more minutes and we'll be done. Scott Becker out of Jacksonville, Florida. How are you, my brother?
Guys, you are the ones who have stayed on the call. I've been watching people dive off this call like dogs running after a pork chop. And we're already long, and I hate long calls. I've been sitting here debating whether or not to say this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk really fast. I want you to listen really fast. I was going to take my time and give you my Southernisms and get your mind expanded. I'm going to give you the meat of it, and I want you to write this stuff down. I spent a lot of years training a millionaire mindset training call every week, and I've been giving out $1 million ideas every week for lots of years, and I'm going to give you a couple tonight or this morning, this afternoon, whatever time frame you're in. And so let's get ready. It starts in the mind. You got to get your mind right. So if we were in church right now, I'd make everybody stand up and hug their neighbor, high five their neighbor. I want you to, here's a Southernism, scrunch your toes up in your shoes right now. Scrunch your hands together. Get the blood flowing again into your head, because I'm going to tell you a few things. Give me 5 minutes and I'll be done. I love quotes. I love to read. I love to learn. I love stories. I learned a long time ago that facts tell, but stories sell. John's the facts guy. I'm the story guy. I'm going to help you sell, get people to sign up, and get your mind together so you can have a positive growth mindset moving forward every day of your life. Michelangelo said this: the problem human beings face is not that we aim too high and fail, but that we aim too low and succeed. And I want you to stop aiming low. You ought to write that down right now. There's $1 million idea for you. Stop aiming low. Don't play small. It does you no good. It benefits no one for you to play small. Stop letting past failures cause you to think that you can't do something great. Don't be guilty of aiming too low. The soft bigotry of low expectations is crushing people. And I want you to aim high. We've heard it said a million different ways, but if you shoot for the moon, maybe you'll land somewhere around the stars, but it'll be better off than failing because you aimed too low. I already told you I love quotes. My favorite person to quote is a guy, you might have heard of him. I hope you have. His name is Jesus. He said this: all things are possible for the one who believes. And you need to have a believing mindset. You need to understand that others have done it. You can do it too. About 1.5 years ago, my son went off into the Marine Corps, and he picked one of the most difficult jobs to do. He is an embassy guard, United States Marine embassy guard. He's stationed at Lagos, Nigeria, at a tier 5 terror threat location, the highest tier he can be in. And I told him, I said, son, remember, when it gets tough, other people have done it. You can do it too. Take that screen down, John. John's just flipping buttons back there in the background. You can do it, but you have to get your mind right. One last quote I'll give you. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And I want you to let that sink in. If you think you can, if you think you can't, you're right. We have got so much in place here. Art and Rob have put together a fantastic company, an amazing comp plan. All those numbers John was just working for you are only unilevel paid. That doesn't take into account all the other ways we get paid here. We've got a fantastic company, a great culture that starts with Art and Rob. We've got a team mentality. We know it takes teamwork to make the dream work. And I want you to understand, I love being in business. I would rather work 80 hours a week for myself than go work 40 hours a week for someone else. But what you've got the opportunity here is that you don't have to go it alone. We've got great leaders in place. You see them all the time. We've got Telegram to answer your questions. We've got a fantastic support team. And so I love this concept that you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. Keep that in mind. We got all these great tools. We've got all these great leaders. We got great ownership to plug into. And if you will get your mind right, you can reap the rewards. Everybody's got dreams. Everybody's got goals. Everybody's got ambitions. Sometimes we forget about them. Sometimes we let them fall to the wayside. Sometimes we don't succeed for so long, we stop daring to dream. And if you don't hear anything I have to say on this call today, for those of you who stuck around this long, hear this: dare to dream again. Take a chance on you. You're in the right place at the right time with the right opportunity. If you can get your mind set, you're going to have a lot of fun. John alluded to it a little bit earlier. I'm going to tell you a quick story about Holton, and we're going to get out of here and let you get on with your day. But one of the highest earners in the history of our industry is a man named Holton Buggs. And I love his story, especially the beginning, because Holton tells people everywhere he goes, the first 7 years he spent in network marketing, he made almost nothing. He never had a $500 month in the first 7 years or in the decade that followed that. He bounced around from company to company, hoping it could happen for him, thinking it could happen for him. But at the age of 40, Holton Buggs struck gold. Literally, he struck gold with a company named Organo Gold. It was a coffee company. And here's the hilarious thing: Holton didn't even drink coffee, but he believed that there was an opportunity there because a lot of people do drink coffee. Let me tell you guys something. We've got something better than coffee. A lot of people drink coffee, but almost everyone buys gas. Everyone buys food. Everyone buys groceries. Everyone spends money that they can get cash back on. We've got a bigger opportunity than Holton had. But at age 40, he locked in with Organo Gold, and he wrote down on a piece of paper, and he started telling his upline, I want to make $1 million a month. Here's a guy never made $500 a month. He wanted to make $1 million a month. And in a very short time, Holton Buggs started making documented $1.2 million a month. And over the next few years, he raced his way to over $100 million in earnings with that one company. His net worth is off the chart. And here's a guy who for years wanted it to happen, but it wasn't happening for him. What am I trying to tell you? Your past success or your past failures do not guarantee you anything in life. I know lots of people who've made big money in this industry, but they're broke right now. That's not a good spot to be in. I know lots of people who have never made big money in this industry, but they're still holding on, believing it can happen to him, for them. That's a better place to be in. So don't get caught up on what's happened in the past. John talks about it so great on Tuesdays and Thursdays. When you're talking real estate, you're talking about location. When you're talking about opportunity, it's a different ball game. The ball game we've got going on right now, we have got the right place at the right time. We have got timing. You're in at the beginning, and we're in a great company. And I love the owners here, and they have made a commitment to all of us that this is going to be a legacy company. We're not going to jump in and jump out. We're going to be around and build this for a long time, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. You can be successful if you just get your mind right. It's about your mindset. It's about being at the right place at the right time, and you are definitely there. Real quick, John threw the screen up, so I'm going to go to it. I was going to skip it, but go ahead and throw it up there, John. They're jumping off like flies, but let's throw up that last screen, and we'll be done in 3 minutes. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get this in your mind. PS3. If we were in church right now, if we were in a Super Saturday meeting, I would have everybody saying PS3, PS3. Get PS3 in your mind. It just means peak, share, and three-way. Here's all you have to do. John gave you all those facts. I'm going to give you the most simple system. Holton's been using this, teaching this for years and years. Millions of people use the PS3 system every week, and it is guaranteed to get you results. What do you have to do? You've heard all this information. We've got all these tools. Here's all you have to do. This is going to make you money in our business. Number one thing you have to do is you have to pique someone's interest. There's lots of ways to do that. I love the 2-minute video. I love the 4-minute video. Pique someone's interest. Share something with them. Man, I've been loving. I see what Bruce writes in the chats. I see what the Telegram people write in the Telegram. Do you know anyone who buys gas? Do you know anyone who buys groceries? Pique their interest some kind of way. Get them to the 2-minute video. S stands for share. Share something else with them, whether it's the 11-minute video that we've got, whether it's a webcast, a recording of something. Share something, your testimony about what you've experienced in your upside. Show them your upside balance. If it's got $30, $40, $50, share with them how you saved got 42 cents cash back on gas. Share something with them. Number one, pique their interest. Number two, share. Those things are prerequisites to number three, which is the 3-way call. And I want to reiterate what John said. If you are not doing 3-way calls, then you are subverting the project, the whole deal. You're messing up. You're putting the cart before the donkey, and you're not going to get duplication. If you want to make a little part-time money here, or if you want to make millions of dollars here, you need to understand the simplicity of our industry is always, it's got to be simple and it's got to be duplicatable. It's got to be simple and it's got to be duplicatable. Everyone can't do what John Cini does. We had Gloria MacDonald on last week. Everyone can't do what Gloria MacDonald does. These are people who've been doing this for decades. They're tried and true. They found their niche. They got their groove. We want you to do what is simple and what is duplicatable. Everyone can pique someone's interest. Use the text, send them a text, share a video to them. Then you are qualified to get to the 3. That's the 3-way call. That's when you get someone on the phone. I guarantee you get someone like Nick on the phone, you get someone like John on the phone, you get your upline leader on the phone. They are going to bring credibility. They're going to bring a trust factor. Listen, I learned the definition of an expert a long time ago because I've been senior pastoring for many years. I've been in ministry for over 40 years. I've been doing conferences, stage speaking, international speaking for the last 40 years. And let me tell you what the definition of an expert is. Someone that you don't know anything about. There's the expert. They don't know who John Cini is, but when you get them on the phone and you edify John Cini, I'll give you a better definition of an expert. Somebody 80 miles away from their hometown with a briefcase. That's how you get on the professional speaking tour. But when you get them on that 3-way call, the first thing you want to do is you want to edify the person, your upline. When I get someone on a call with John, I don't tell them John and I crack on each other for 5 hours a day on the phone. I don't tell them I bust John's chops about him being too old to play Frisbee football. I don't tell them. I tell them, it's an awesome privilege. Today, Matt, my prospect is Matt. I call John and say, hey, John, can you get on the phone with Matt at 2 o'clock? Yeah, okay, I'll merge you in. I'll get Matt on the phone. I'll merge you in. I get Matt on the phone. I say, Matt, man, it's awesome. John Cini is one of our leaders here at Nexus Rewards. He's going to take a bit of time to talk to you. He's been generous with his time. John has been in this industry for a long time. And then I edify John. I talk about what an awesome guy John is. That sets the psychological mind frame for Matt to say, wow, this isn't just my buddy Scott, my country buddy that I go hunting and fishing with down in Jacksonville, Florida. This is John Cini. But that sounds important. Why? Because you don't know he plays Frisbee football on Saturday. Not a real sport, John, but I'm going to keep moving because y'all took up all of my time. You get them on with John. John is going to bring extra credibility, instant credibility. Nick, whoever your upline leader is, get them on the phone with somebody who can increase the trust factor. They got to know you, like you, and they got to trust somebody. And trust is more easily built with a third party than it is with you, because maybe they know you've done 5 companies and you didn't make money. Maybe they are more successful than you are educationally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, relationally. Maybe they like you, but they not really sure about your ability to explain business to them. You bring on an upline leader, they bring that credibility, they bring that trust factor. And here's what I want you to concentrate on. Everything that John said, but boil it down to this: PS3, PS3, PS3. Pique their interest. Share something with them and get someone on a three-way call. Listen, we're in the right place at the right time. We're out of time for this call. So I'm going to give you one quote and my last $1 million idea before I kick it back to John. I've been telling people this for years. I've always had to adjust the price. Our price is $32. What is $32? That's a 10-time, one-time upfront charge and $21.95 a month. I'll round up and call it 22. So that's $10 and $22. That's $32. I want you to hear this, and I'm going to get out of here. If you can find someone with $32 and an ounce of ambition, I can show them how to make a lot of money in this industry. All you have to do is find someone with what? $32 and an ounce of ambition, and I can show them how to make a lot of money. What are we talking about? Find somebody with $32 and an ounce of ambition. Negative Nellies never will. I promise you that. It doesn't matter. We're going to move on from them. Find me somebody with $32 and an ounce of ambition, and we'll help them make a lot of money. Last $1 million idea. Here it is. My mentor years ago told me this, and it has stuck with me forever. It is just 3 words, and I'm done. Smile and dial. Get your face posture right. Get your mind right before you get on the phone. Don't lay down. Don't slump back. Smile and dial. Smile and dial. And if you will do that, you'll find success in this industry as long as you follow the teachings from a book I read every day that says in Galatians chapter 6, verse 9, that if you keep doing the right things long enough, your harvest will come in. We are on the verge of something great, guys. We've got a great team here. I am so glad to be part of the Nexus family, and I'm glad that you're here with us. John, we've been long today. I think we've probably got 4 people left on the call, but I'm going to kick it back to you. Close us out.
Thanks, Scott.
Actually, I think we're actually still over 50 people. So I think that John Cini ought to buy a new Mercedes-Benz for all 56 people that stayed on the call today. You guys get with John on that.
I'll check with my Becker Financing Corporation to make that happen. Everybody, and I'll give you Scott's phone number. Not only will he help you fund your Mercedes, he'll do 3-way calls with you. Just kidding. Appreciate all of you being on here. Thank you for the great comments and compliments in the chat box. We're going to open it up for questions like we always do. I don't mind any questions or comments you have. Just please raise your hand and let's be orderly so we don't have everybody tripping all over each other. Let me end the recording here.